next clip comes from the channel Haunted Guru G, who set out to film an episode inside a forest notorious for its dark history and cursed reputation. To add suspense to the adventure, he and a companion rode in on a motorbike. What they ended up capturing during their journey was far more disturbing than they had anticipated.
भाई कितनी गंदी आवाज आ रही है यार। देख हवा भी चल रही है यार।
पूरा कैप्चर हो रहा पूरा। सीरियसली गाइस, मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ, पूरी तरह से कैप्चर हो रहा है जो मैं देखा। कैमरे में रिकॉर्ड करने की कोशिश करेंगे, दोनों हैं। और टाइम भी यार काफी गलत हो रहा है। पूरी फैमिली तबाह हुई थी यहाँ पे, और कहते हैं कि उन लोगों की आत्मा वगैरह या शैतान वगैरह दिखाई देता है। एग्जैक्ट मैं कह नहीं सकता क्लियर, बट कुछ ना कुछ रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है। आगे चमक रही थी। दो है साथ में।
भाई भाई भाई
दो है, दो। देख वाइट ड्रेस है, क्या है वो?
गाड़ी घुमा यार। रोक।
कैमरा ऑन रख ब्रदर, कैमरा ऑन रख। सीरियसली गाइस, पास आ रहे हैं। देखो जैसे आपने सभी भाइयों ने कहा था। पीछे
गाड़ी घुमा यार, गाड़ी घुमा भाई। गाड़ी घुमा यार, देख गाड़ी घुमा यार जल्दी यार।
नहीं ब्रदर, कैप्चर नहीं दे।
गाड़ी घुमा जल्दी। गाड़ी घुमा यार, गाड़ी घुमा जल्दी, घुमा यार भाई। गाड़ी घुमा गाड़ी घुमा भाई। भाई गाड़ी घुमा यार जल्दी।
At one point, they paused briefly when one of them noticed something unusual further down the road. In the distance stood the faint silhouette of a woman in a flowing white gown, motionless and unsettling. Even more unnerving, a strange, crouched shadow appeared at her feet, but this was only the start of the night's chilling events, and the pair pressed on, continuing to record.
भाई कैप्चर करेंगे, जो भी है कैप्चर करेंगे। स्पीड से निकलते, फुल स्पीड से।
भाई फट रही है यार।
अरे टेंशन मतलब मैं हूं, फुल स्पीड से निकलेंगे। काय ब्रेक मारूंगा, कैमरा ऑन रखियो भाई। पहले करो, 4 जने थे शायद, मुझे 3 तो नोटिस हुए, लेकिन 4 लगाऊंगे।
अरे यार
Not long after, their camera picked up another eerie figure, this time standing perfectly still at the side of the path. The sight rattled them even further, yet their curiosity urged them to circle back for another look. But what they recorded on their return proved even more terrifying.
भाई यहाँ पे आते ही हवाएं
पूरे 6 मिनट हुए, और 6 मिनट में आपने देखा कि क्या हुआ। भाई जिस बंदे ने मुझे बताया था, भाई मान गया, आपने सिर्फ बोला था कि हाँ, लेकिन मैं चाहती क्या करें यार। यहाँ से निकले।
देख यहाँ से बहुत दूर पड़ेगा यार अर्जुन, यार बहुत दूर पड़ेगा।
ये रास्ता हमारे घर से काफी दूर पड़ेगा, वापस उसी रास्ते से जाना है। वो देखो, हिम्मत कर रहा हूँ मैं, वो मन में डर है, लेकिन स्पीड चलेंगे, जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा। तो बैठ गाड़ी में, कैमरा ऑन रखो ब्रदर, कैमरा गलती से ऑफ मत करो। गाड़ी ऑफ हो गई थी बीच में वहाँ।
भाई अंदर हो रहा है भाई आंखों में। करण भाई को ले आते हैं, सही रहता है यार।
अरे मुझे क्या बता, मुझे देख के आए लोगों को बोल रहे थे, बट चुप रहे। आराम से पकड़ के बैठी हुई, फिर मत जाइयो, फिर मत
When they came back around, the scene had escalated into pure nightmare fuel. A full group of unsettling figures now stood together, completely frozen, silently watching. That was enough to send the men fleeing the cursed forest, swearing never to come back. So, what did they really witness that night? Was it genuine spirits, a sinister gathering, or perhaps an elaborate hoax? The answer is for you to decide. A man named Marcio Sanchez works at a funeral home where strange events began shortly after the arrival of one particular body. At first, only his co-worker noticed. But soon, Marcio himself began experiencing the bizarre activity, pushing him to record everything on video.
Pues aquí platicándole lo que nos está pasando aquí en la FUNE, llegó un cuerpo aquí a pues embalsamar, lo están preparando, ya lo terminaron. Se han estado escuchando cosas raras, se han empezado a ver pues así como sombras, como no sé, algo muy raro que normalmente no pasa aquí, pues está.
A few days later, as Marcio and a co-worker stayed late inside the funeral home, something truly chilling took place. Pay close attention.
Miren, como tenemos rato escuchando ruidos aquí en esta zona. Si vemos, pues está solo y creemos que pues hay algo aquí, porque pues se empiezan a mover así como que medio raro. Miren cómo se mueve, miren. Miren cómo se mueve. No hay nada. Está mi compañero, pero pues si vemos estamos solos.
Suddenly, a coffin started to move on its own, almost as if something inside was pressing against the lid, struggling to get out. Marcio maintains there was no draft, no airflow, and no one else around who could have caused it. The staff soon feared that a spirit, or perhaps something darker, had attached itself to the newly arrived body and was making its presence known. On another night, when Marcio was alone, even more disturbing activity was caught on camera.
Estamos aquí en la funeraria, otra vez, con ruidos raros. Entonces, pues, está solo. Ahora sí, igual pinche que se ve, que nada. Estoy solo a la chingada. Estoy solo. A la chingada. A la No mames. A la chingada.
Funeral homes are often thought to hold on to heavy, unsettling energy because of the countless bodies that pass through their doors. But was this merely residual energy at play? Or did Marcio actually encounter something much darker? I'll leave that for you to decide. Late one night, CCTV cameras inside a hospital recorded something that staff members still struggle to explain. In one of the empty rooms, a strange white mist began forming out of thin air. Slowly, it drifted across the floor, curling and twisting as though it had its own awareness. There were no open windows, no people inside, and no reason for steam or smoke to appear. Yet the mist remained, lingering unnaturally, almost as if it was searching for something. This next clip was recorded by a young man named Benito, who was staying alone at his grandparents' house. When he suddenly noticed what looked like smoke filling the room, his first thought was that a fire had broken out. Grabbing his phone, he began recording. Focus your attention near the freezer door. As he zooms in, something appears, an object, or possibly a figure, that looks as if it is engulfed in flames. Then in an instant, it vanishes completely. Was this a spirit attempting to manifest itself? A demonic entity hiding in the shadows? Or just a perfectly timed trick of light and camera? A man was on his way home from Japan when he decided to pull out his camera and record an argument breaking out between two passengers during the ride. At first glance, it seemed like nothing more than a heated exchange between strangers. But when he later went back to review the footage, he noticed something he hadn't seen in the moment, something that instantly gave him chills. Right behind the quarreling passengers, a strange face-like figure appeared to take form in the background. Its features looked unnaturally pale, stretched, and distorted, unlike anyone else on board. The figure didn't move the way a person should. Instead, it lingered eerily in place, staring without a single motion. Some believe it might have been nothing more than light playing tricks, or perhaps a reflection. But others are convinced he unknowingly caught something truly paranormal on film. A TikTok user named Swissy thought he was simply filming a quiet and peaceful moment, capturing deer grazing in the woods while safely seated in his car. Everything appeared ordinary, almost serene, but when he later replayed the recording, he discovered something disturbing that he hadn't noticed before. As another car sped past in the opposite direction, the camera caught a brief glimpse inside. For only a split second, a man's face could be seen staring directly back at him. But the expression wasn't normal. His face appeared twisted, almost unnatural, as though something else was pulling the strings. The moment passed so quickly that most viewers would miss it at first. Yet that unsettling look was enough to leave many deeply disturbed. Another unsettling recording comes from a teacher who decided to stay late one evening, finishing reports long after his students had gone home. Earlier that day, he had instructed his class to neatly arrange their desks before leaving. But as he sat alone in the quiet classroom, something unexplainable began to happen.
Acercarnos más de cerca, pero es que yo estoy solo. No hay nadie, yo solo. A ver si ahí me veo un poquito en el talón, pero no hay nadie. Sí, yo completamente solo. Entonces, se movió esta banca sola. Yo creo que fue el viento, porque no, la verdad no, para mí eso no existe, nada de eso de los fantasmas. Bueno, al menos yo no creo un rumor que supuestamente la escuela se fue hecha después de que un orfanato aquí se quemó. Sí, al parecer los valores no se han perdido entre los alumnos, pero pues eso son puros mitos, ¿verdad? Esa banca estaba así y luego se movió, ¿sale? Entonces, fue algo bastante extraño, se me hizo interesante. Yo creo que mejor ya se pone, güey. Sí, normalmente yo no creo en eso, pero güey, es que se acaba de mover esa banca también. ¿Qué pedo? No.
At first, he noticed a single desk slowly sliding across the floor on its own. Thinking his tired eyes were just playing tricks, he tried to brush it off. But then more desks began to shift, one after another, moving without anyone touching them. That's when panic set in, and he bolted from the room. Local legends claim that the school was built over the remains of an orphanage that tragically burned down years ago. Could these restless spirits still linger within the halls? Or was something far darker at work that night? A couple driving down a lonely road late at night came face to face with something deeply disturbing. Far ahead, they noticed a truck barreling toward them, engulfed entirely in flames, yet still speeding down the highway as though nothing was wrong.
Caminhão pegando fogo, André, meu Deus do céu. Tá filmando? Tá filmando? É, Senhor, tem misericórdia. André, afasta, André, pra cá. Meu Deus. Ai, Senhor, tem misericórdia. André do céu. Ai, meu Deus. Ai, Senhor.
Tá filmando?
Ah, tô. Ai, Senhor.
Vai, Francine, relaxa.
Ai, Jesus. Meu Deus do céu. Senhor, ai não, André, e agora?
Aqui.
Meu Deus do céu. Meu Senhor, tem misericórdia. Santo de Israel.
Tive um homem aqui.
Toma.
Você já filmou? Pode parar.
The fiery vehicle roared past them and then vanished into the night. Viewers were left puzzled. Was this a real truck somehow continuing to move while ablaze? Or did the couple witness something even stranger? A phantom vehicle burning endlessly on the road. One late night, for a security guard, what began as a routine shift turned into something chilling. He claims he saw a man calmly walking toward him. Believing it to be a new hire, he even greeted the figure and later asked his boss if someone new had started working that day. Convinced the man was real, he even pulled out a chair as if expecting him to sit down. But when the footage was checked, the terrifying truth emerged. The guard had been completely alone. Some viewers say that if you watch closely, you can even spot a dark shadow sweeping across the floor the moment he moves the chair. Was this simply exhaustion playing tricks on his senses, or did he truly encounter a spirit that night? A lively group of friends were enjoying their night out at a club, laughing, posing for pictures, and capturing memories. Everything seemed perfectly normal until the photos were reviewed later. That's when something disturbing came into view. Lurking behind them, barely noticeable at first, was a pale hand stretching out from the shadows. A hand that didn't seem to belong to anyone in the group. At first glance, it's easy to dismiss as nothing, but once your eyes catch it, the unsettling detail is impossible to unsee. The hand looks unnatural, limp, almost lifeless, like it's trying to clutch at someone nearby. Could this be the trace of a spirit attached to the club? Some insist it's a ghostly limb, or even something darker, like a djinn reaching out. Others argue it might be nothing more than light distortion. But the chilling placement of that hand raises questions that remain unanswered. In California, a woman reviewing her surfing photos came across something she couldn't explain. She paused one of her clips, took a screenshot, and zoomed in.
There's me
And then I look over to the side because I'm trying to see the dolphin, and I'm like, what in the hell is that? Like, seriously, what in the hell? The hell is in the water next to me.
On the left side of the frame, just behind her, a strange figure seems to be swimming alongside what looks like a dolphin. The shape doesn't resemble another surfer, and the eerie detail is clear. There was no one else in the water with her that day. Some viewers claim the figure looks like a mermaid, while others believe it's nothing but an illusion. Yet the video spread rapidly online, leaving many to wonder if she had accidentally recorded real proof of something long thought to be only legend. While driving past a cemetery, a man and his father experienced something unsettling inside their Tesla. Out of nowhere, the car's motion sensors suddenly lit up. On the display, multiple figures appeared moving around the vehicle. Yet in reality, only the two of them were inside, and no one else was near the car.
Да, вот сюда, в горку поднимись. Да, это все-таки могила, прикинь? Могила. Не. Да, могила, он стоит прям. Жесть. Поехали. Так. Видишь, это стоит. Видишь, получается, второе подошло. Он развернулся, смотри. Он развернулся, прикинь.
Even more strange, this wasn't a one-off incident. Other Tesla owners have shared similar stories. Phantom figures appearing on the display near graveyards where no people can be seen. Despite repeated reports, the company has never released an explanation, and dealerships remain completely silent. So the question is, are these cars detecting something invisible to the human eye? One woman camping outside with her dog captured an unnerving sight. Off in the distance, across the open field, a strange white misty figure appeared. It moved slowly, almost swaying, like it had its own presence.
¿Hija de acá o venía de...? Ay, mira eso. Ay, no mames. No. Es que se borra. Mira, lo acerco y se borra, mira. ¿Qué es? Uy, no mames. Ay, no. Ay, no chingues. Mira. No mames. No.
The disturbing part is that both she and her dog were alone. No one else was around, and nothing should have been moving across the field. Some suggest it was a wandering spirit caught on camera. Others dismiss it as smoke or drifting fog. But the way it shifted and lingered in the night makes the clip hard to explain away. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please subscribe to Shivers and ring the notification bell beside it to get notified of future creepy videos. I will really appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.